close this blind and see if it helps with the lighting at all. Oh, it's a little bit better. You can see me a little bit better here. Need to work on my background. All right, I am live. All right. Kind of doing this one in the middle of the afternoon here. It's almost 4 o'clock Eastern time. That's where I am. And I usually do like to wait about 1 minute before I start getting into the topics. So I'm just going to shoot the breeze here for a minute. Charles, what's up? Gladden, what's up? Yo, yo. What's up, everybody? I think we got some exciting times coming up ahead here. Again, this is not going to be a real long video, but I just wanted to talk about, well, let me give it another 15 seconds here to see if we can get a couple more people logged in. If not, that's cool. If you can remember, give me that thumbs up, give me that like, subscribe, share. And all right, let me get into it here. So, yesterday, I guess there were quite a few videos out about China and their reserve of gold. And it was a big Max Kaiser interview on one of the Kitco, I think, which is one of the big metals investing channels. They had an interview with him. And Max Kaiser does have his own YouTube channel where he gives his own RT reports. And he's big on Bitcoin. He was one of the early investors in Bitcoin. I think he got in, I think he said 2011, somewhere around there. And he was buying it for under $30 a Bitcoin, I believe. And anyway, in his report, he's very popular, very famous. He's been around for a long time. He has a lot of connections. And he stated that out of his connections, you know, how we have the big trade war going on here with America and China, and how basically they've been trying to say that Russia is our enemy all along, not only tying in Russia collusion and Ukraine and all this stuff, but really it's China who is our enemy. And it goes way beyond this trade war that's going on. It goes into much deeper things, basically that it's supposedly China's time. They're going to be the basically the people who control everything in the world: finance, economics, manufacturing. And part of the deal was America was supposed to be the military might, but China has reneged on that deal, is what I hear through the grapevine. And they have started building their military, and they're just trying to take over everything there. They push the boundaries too far. And that's why you'll see a lot of the countries, a lot of the companies from America have gone over to China, because that was part of the deal. They were going to do the manufacturing because they had cheap labor. We were going to be the military to secure everything, and the elite were going to kind of control everything over that. Well, the American people decided that, hey, we don't want to be controlled by an elite group. We like our freedom. We like our independence. We don't want anybody telling us what to do. We don't want an unelected small group of wealthy people dictating to us what we are going to do and how we're going to live our lives. And that was part of the American Revolution, how we broke free from England. Rosie, what's up, my man? So America loves freedom, although not everybody in America seems to understand what freedom means and the sacrifices that our forefathers have gone through to get us freedom, lives that were lost, families torn apart. But we fought for it, and there's still enough Americans, the majority of us still, who believe in that, who were willing to die for that, fight for that to the very end. All right, and those are the ones that matter. So China, according to Max Kaiser, China has 20 tons, not 2 tons, but 20 tons of gold, and that they're going to come out with their own cryptocurrency, which is in the works, that's going to be backed by gold. So he also suggests that because of this, the most fiat currencies in the world are going to go to zero. They're going to go kablooey. Gold will be worth whatever amount you want to put on it. Bitcoin will be worth whatever amount you want to put on it, and fiat, because fiat will have absolutely no value. The only things that will have value are things like commodities. And he says it's going to be the end of the American petrodollar. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically, I'll just summarize things really quick here. Um, America, with Nixon, made a deal with China that only oil will be bought through Saudi Arabia, not with China, with Saudi Arabia, um, but it has to be purchased in US dollars. So everything has to be converted. So if you live in Japan, you have a, what is it, yen? Yen there has to be converted into a US dollar before it can be, before oil can be purchased, right? And that's one of the things that gave the US dollar its power and gave America so much power for so long. And now he's saying that with this gold backed Chinese cryptocurrency, that it's going to do away with the power of the American dollar. So Americans have a lot of smart people and intelligence, and I'm sure they're going to have a way to combat this. And in my opinion, is they the best way to combat it would be to be a basket of different commodities to go up against simply against gold from China. First of all, China would have to have the gold authenticated and verified through an outside source that it is really there, that it's real gold, and that they have the amount that they say that they have. Now, China has a major problem with it being, first of all, most countries don't trust China. China, all right, let's see. Let's do China versus Russia. Right now, they're trying to say that Russia is the bad country, right? But Russia lets people have freedom of religion. There's just an article in Yahoo Today about China, how they put Muslims in forced labor camps, the men, and they're having Chinese men sleep with the Muslim women. They're basically an atheistic country with a dictator who leads everything. So Russia allows you to have freedom of religion. China does not. Um, Russia is one of their main products right now is organic vegetables and vegetation, healthy type of fruit, not GMO stuff, but healthy, all natural. China, when they produce food, what do? They put plastics in it, um, all kinds of crap and junk, however they can get it the cheapest, right? So Russia, much healthier, much more freedom of religion. China doesn't care about people, no freedom of religion. Russia is very family oriented. China gives two craps about their people. So I mean, there's many more things that we can compare as far as labor. It's almost forced labor, forcing you to work in China, where they put suicide nets outside the windows because people have to work so long for so little pay that they'd rather kill themselves. So they put nets outside the windows so when people go to jump, they land in the nets and they don't die, and they can put them back in the factory or ship them back home or put them in jail and cut out their organs and use them for sale. Where Russia does not do that. You're glad if you have a job in Russia because there's economy is not real strong. So first of all, that's the first major thing that China has going against them, is that people don't like China. China has stolen intellectual property. And by that, if you're not sure what that is, it's like somebody has a group of people and they put a lot of money and time into inventing a new computer chip or a new invention that's fantastic. China simply buys it, duplicates it, and sells it for half the price because of their slave labor. So people do not like China. I know there's like this mysticism that maybe some people think that China is good, and the Chinese people are very good people from what I understand, but it's their leadership that does not care and that is out for the Chinese century. So, how is America going to combat this? And this is where we get into cryptocurrencies. Well, obviously, I don't believe America has 20 tons of gold to compete with China that way. So we can't just go out and say, yeah, we're going to back our dollar with gold. We don't have the gold to back it. We can try silver, gold, and silver, but I'm sure China probably has a bunch of silver also. What America needs to do is get into cryptocurrencies to back their dollar and do a basket: gold, silver. They can do some Bitcoin, but there's not enough Bitcoin left, and there's too much Bitcoin that's already been mined and in control of people. In my opinion, America would be smart to go into Litecoin heavily and do it now before someone else gets the idea. Because Litecoin is going to be implementing Wimble Nimble to give it invisibility. So when you transact with Litecoin, you're not going to know what it was used for before. Just like a dollar bill you have, or a $10 bill or a $100 bill, you don't know where it came from. You got it, and now you have it, and you have no recollection of where it came from, where it's been, and the people who had it before you have no idea of where it's going. It can go anywhere. It's going to be the same thing with Litecoin. And that's what makes it valuable, is that as long as Trump stays in office, and this is the key, if Trump stays in office, he can work on this and he can have his people start to implement this. And then he can announce it once it's the amount of Litecoin that's needed to secure. Because I already talked about, it's not going to work with the Bitcoin. There's too much Bitcoin already mined. It's not going to work with like a Monero, because it's a privacy coin, but it's too difficult to transfer and transact with. Litecoin is going to have the Lightning Network, and every time we do a video, I got somebody at the door here. My dog's freaking out. Let me just see who's here. Daisy, quiet. I don't see anybody out here. Back up. Sorry, guys. Oh, it's a package. Daisy. Come on, in. Go in. The big dog out here. She'll get her head ripped off because she likes to go towards big dogs, and if they're not friendly, she's in trouble. All right, guys. I'm sorry about that. So, guys, that's mainly what I wanted to talk about. I think Litecoin could be one thing that can help save, and I think that it's very important. Now, if Trump is not in office, I don't think the controllers of America, the real controllers of America, that are in charge of 80 to 90% of the politicians, are going to be down to do this type of thing. They'll just gladly hand everything over to China and let them run it. Obviously, Trump is against that. He's an American fighting against that, and he's going to hopefully, news will get out to him that Litecoin is an answer. I'm sure he's already been briefed on this. If it's true, I think he's probably also been briefed on the best options. And if anyone else can think of a better option than Litecoin, please let me know. But the key to why Litecoin is the anonymous transactions that they're going to be putting into it. Plus, there's enough of it where it can be bought up by the United States and have it as a back, and it can be broken down into pieces. You won't need a whole Litecoin. It can be broken down into parts. If Trump is not in office, if he gets impeached, if he doesn't get reelected, chances of a deep state operative getting elected are very high, and basically America will go down the drain, in my opinion, because China is out for blood. They're out to take over, and they thought Hillary was going to be in, and they thought everything was going to be handed to them. Obviously, Trump won, and he's not handing anything to them. He tried to work with them in the beginning, and they're not willing to work. They would be smart just to appease him for the next year, and if he gets reelected, for the next 4 years after that, and then try to take over. But they're anxious. They think that they've got America where they want us. They think they've got the world under their heel, and they are ready to just take over, and they don't think that anything can stop them. Well, as an American, I'll let you know, I'm here to do everything in my power to stop them, and that's one of the reasons that I'm making this video today. Guys, please, please support America, freedom, and let's hope that Trump can, if this is real, that China does have this 20 tons of gold that they plan on backing their currency with, that Trump is smart. He's a very smart guy. I don't care what people say. He's very good with money, and he's got good advisors. So I hope that they're working on this. And I think Digibyte, problem with Digibyte is it doesn't have that anonymity. So Trump is for freedom. He's going to want something that's as close to the dollar as possible. Although Digibyte is a currency, it's not. It's a coin. It's not a token, and it does have a lot of good properties. And its transaction speeds are very fast and everything. If they could add like a Nimblewimble to their coin, then it could be a possibility. I haven't heard about them trying to do that. So that's the reason why I think Litecoin has all things about to work in there. Daddy Lion, I'm not sure. Is that a crypto, or is that something that Digibyte has that they're working on, Charles? I'll have to look that up and talk about it on the next video, unless you want to give me a quick briefing. Oh, they have it. They have anonymity. If they do, then Digibyte as well would be great to go into that basket. Like I said, I think it's going to need to be more than just gold, silver, and Bitcoin. It's going to have at least one. I think Digibyte, if they do have it, would be fantastic, because there's a lot of Digibyte. It's still relatively cheap, and it's not controlled by anybody. So yes, if Digibyte has that, then absolutely, I'm all for it. I'll see if I can change the title of the video, because I'm going to look into that. Daddy Lion. Is that how you say it? Daddy Lion? I haven't looked as into, I don't look into Digibyte all that much. I know that it's a good project. I just think that it's still years off before it starts to explode. But if what I'm talking about today is there, then yes. Thoughts on XRP? XRP banking coin. The problem with XRP is too much of it is controlled by Ripple, and I don't think that the government would use it simply based on that, unless Ripple went ahead and made some kind of a contract with the government where the government wouldn't want to partner with a company, though. I'd say if Ripple would just give the XRP to the US government and they work something out in exchange for something, land, I don't know, but possibly. But I think that's too much of a if, although, a lot of politicking goes on. But I hate to see more politicking go on where now you've got politicians and lobbyists saying, well, we'll give you this for the XRP and you do that. It just gets kind of messy. And I think that could be one thing that would hold up XRP from being in there. They have a branch in the White House now. I mean, hey, anything with money, and XRP is dealing with a lot of banks. I wouldn't rule it out completely, but politicians will be politicians, so I'm not going to rule it out completely. I just think, in my opinion, personally, and I could be wrong, that it's a little too messy, with Ripple dominating too much of the XRP at this point. So let me see, what else did I want to talk about today here? The last video that I made a short one after it. Anyone who's interested in HODL it, I emailed HODL it and wondering when they're going to open up their platform. And they were nice enough to get back to me, and they told me it was going to be in end of February, sometime in February, probably the end of February. So I wanted to mention that as well. If you don't know what HODL it is, it's going to be awesome. They're going to have credit cards where you can use the app and switch what currency you want to spend. So if you want to go to Target and buy some T-shirts, and Cardano is up 20% that day. Hey, maybe you think Cardano is going to go down. You want to spend it in Cardano so you get the most bang for your buck. They're going to give you every time you spend money, they're going to let you round up. So let's say you buy that T-shirt and it costs $9.50. They'll let you round up that 50 cents and put it back in and buy crypto with it. Their fees are going to be low. They're going to have atomic swaps. It's going to be awesome. A lot of people have been waiting for HODL. There's been some talk about HODL, and it's kept, has just been delayed and delayed. But they sent me an email from them saying that it was going to open in February. It looks like the end of February. Let's see. Let me just read some comments here. True could crash with banks. Yeah, that too. That's true, Jimmy. That's true. If the banks crash, XRP might lose some of its clout because of that, since that's their main industry is going to be working with the banks. Whatever happened with Justin Sun's meeting with Warren Buffett? Anything ever come of that? He paid all this money supposedly, and he was going to have Charlie Lee, and then he was looking for someone else to bring, and that just all kind of died down real quick, didn't it? I don't know. As we all know, money is devaluating worldwide. Countries all over the world, their currencies are worth less and less by the day. I'm just waiting for the time when we get this huge pop with Bitcoin. I just have the feeling that it's not going to be long. With all the money they're pumping out, they're pumping out billions of dollars daily in America, never mind in other countries. It's just a matter of time, and it's not going to be long. We've got new exchanges opening. Bakkt has had, not that their volume has been, shockingly high, but compared to where it was when it first opened, it's averaging multiple hundreds, 400 or 500 in volume every day. Had that one day, its all-time high was over 15 or 1600 Bitcoins traded. So, cryptocurrencies are starting to come to the forefront. Starbucks is talking about using Bitcoin. We all know that, about the Libra token. Supposedly that was going to be used to combat the China cryptocurrency, but I don't know. It's not really backed by anything. And I think that being backed, although people hate China, I think that it being backed by gold will still give it some clout. So I'm looking for Trump and his economic team to move into something, because people, even though they're a little bit tired of America, they're kind of sick of us being in charge and in control. They know that overall we have been a pretty fair and willing to help out country, even though we do start a lot of wars. That's why a lot of people are getting sick of America. But I think that our reputation is starting to change. We do give a lot of aid to countries that need it. We give a lot of disaster relief to countries that need it. Plus, our people, we don't only give money, but our people go to these places and help out. We dig wells. Our doctors go to these countries, and so we actually have people there, so we can actually show that we are good, well-meaning, people in our country. We have some bad people that have been in power for a while, and a lot of them that are still in politics, but the swamp is being drained slowly. And I think that people will give America the opportunity over China, so long as we have something that's semi-competitive, but it's got to be something that's going to be different because we just don't have the gold, but we still have a chance to do it with cryptocurrencies. And Litecoin, Digibyte, some Bitcoin. I don't think we can go too heavily into Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is going to be huge. It's going to explode because of this. But America has got to start thinking outside of the box. And it's not going to be business as usual as far as the politicians that have been in power for years and decades, because they're not going to make the decision. They want China to have the power. They've already sold out. They've already invested in China. And they don't care about Americans. They're the swamp. These are the people who have gotten into politics and become multi-millionaires just because of their political positions, getting their sons jobs at oil refineries, and getting their relatives involved in the high power or the wind powered industry that has lost billions of dollars, yet their family have profited. These are the Maxine Waters. These are the people who that are millionaires because they got into politics and they don't care about anything but money, greed, and control and being in power. The Like Trump or not, he is for America, and he would be the one that would think outside of the box and think of a way for us to compete against China this way. So, guys, I am going to log out here. I love you all. Please give me a like, a thumbs up, subscribe. Um, Not financial advice, but keep buying that Bitcoin, Litecoin. And if Digibyte is part of this deal, I would maybe scoop up a little bit here and there, um, because it could be very promising as well. But guys, please comment down below if you have any other thoughts, any topics you want me to talk about in the future. Oh, also one last thing. I started a fast today. I am going to try to do at least 5 days, but I'm going to try to do a 7-day water only fast. I've been watching videos on it about the benefits, not only physically, mentally, but spiritually, that water fast can do. As far as cleansing everything out, it's a total reset for the body. It does away with all your cravings, and supposedly any addictions that you have also are going to be easier to get rid of. But I'm going to go deeper into that as I go on my fast, and I keep saying that I'm going to talk about some deeper stuff because I've tried some things recently that have really opened my mind, and that's going to be a hint as to where I'm going to go with this. But guys, I love you all. Please kiss your spouses, love your spouses. Guys, I know when people go through their midlife crisis that people think that the grass is going to be greener, that they're going to discover something better on the other side. But there's nothing like growing old with someone you love that supports you. I'm getting texts out the yin yang here, guys. I better go check on these. But yes, please love your spouse, kiss your spouse, hug your kids, pet your pets. God bless each and every one of you. Joe Knows Crypto signing.